welcome back to my channel. So, do I look a little familiar to you guys? I'm hoping you think I look a little bit like Tip. If you guys haven't guessed it from the title, I will be showing you how to achieve Tip the character's look from the movie Home. And of course, I can't forget about I'm going to show you how to make this easy pillow, and of course it doesn't have to be super perfect, you guys. It's all about Halloween and having fun. I tried my very best, as you can see. And of course, if you're a kid, you don't have to apply any makeup whatsoever. Please get permission from your parents if it's allowed. And of course, because I am a little older with some dark circles, I had to achieve that beautiful, youthful skin with some makeup. And if you're older and you want to get fully in character, then definitely, by all means, follow the entire tutorial. So let's just jump into this, shall we? Remember to give this video a huge thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to see more tutorials from me. I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Alrighty guys, so you want to start off with your fabric and fold it in half so it makes it just a lot easier and you can make sure you have the same exact size. So I use Basic Felt. I purchased this from Michael's and I tried to get as close to O's color as possible. You just want to look for like a purple shade. And now what I'm doing is just eyeballing the shape of the O character with some chalk. And then I'm cutting the outline with a pair of scissors. And as you can see, you're left with two pieces of material. It makes everything just easy. Now we're going to grab our glue gun and just start gluing down the sides of your character. And as you can see, I'm just applying thin lines to the sides of the fabric. If you want, you can replace this by sewing it, but of course this is a no-sew method and I just can't sew. So we're gonna do that. But just make sure that you have a gap so you can later on stuff it with the filling. But as you can see now, I'm just turning it inside out so it looks very seamless and neat. Now with the extra pieces of felt, I will be eyeballing the hands and feet for our O character. As you can see, I also fold the fabric in half so it makes it an easy process. I'll be showing you how to achieve one arm and one leg. So make sure to repeat the process. In total, you want 4 pieces of fabric each for a pair of hands and feet. And O, the character, has very slender fingers, so I'm trying my best to achieve that look. And as you can see, I use the outline as guidance for his 4 fingers. It doesn't have to be exact, just kind of go based on how it looks. And then I'm going to place this on another piece of fabric to achieve the exact size, so everything is even. Since his fingers are a bit complicated, I recommend doing it separately and then placing it on top so you have even cuts. And once again, I'm applying hot glue to the edges, and then I'm going to stuff in some classic fiber fill into the arms. The fingertips are completely flat. I just decided to keep it that way because they're so slender that it was really hard to get the filling in there. So I am keeping the fingertips just pretty much basic fabric, as you can see in this clip here. And as we did for the body, I'm going to outline the edges with glue for that very seamless effect. I'm leaving his fingertips completely flat with glue, but I'm adding some stuffing along his arms. And for his feet, I'm going to do the exact process I did for his hands, just this time I'm working with 6 toes. I estimated this number because his feet are a little complicated, but I'm just applying glue to the tips of his toes, and then I'm going to add stuffing in the middle portion. I would recommend leaving gaps for the arms and legs for O before gluing it all together, but I forgot, but it's no biggie. I just used an X-Acto knife. I made small slits and inserted the legs for my character. Now for O's ears, you want to make lines like so, 4 in total. I will leave the measurements and more details in the description box below. Now I'm taking some colored pipe cleaner that I purchased from Michael's. I'm bending it in half and then I'm cutting it with a pair of scissors. And now I'm going to place it onto one piece of the fabric. And this process does not have to be super neat. I'm just taking the hot glue, applying it on the fabric, then putting the pipe cleaner on top. Just be careful because this glue can burn. And then I'm taking another piece of fabric with nothing on it. I'm just applying it on top of my pipe cleaners and the hot glue. And we're doing this because O's ears are kind of coiled, so we want to achieve that bendable, coily look. And unlike his hands and feet, I did leave a huge space with his head, so I can easily apply the ears like so. And after this, it's time to add some more glue to the edges of his head, and I used a pair of scissors to kind of knock the glue in place because it got so hot at this point. And after the glue dries for a bit, I'm going to take that gap and just apply my classic fiber fill or stuffing, whatever it's called at your art store. And this part kind of got out of frame, but I'm basically coiling O's ears around my fingers. You just want to think of curly fries or anything curly when creating his ears. And now I'm taking a sheet of fabric that I purchased from Michael's as well. And as you can see, it's basically just a long sheet of fabric, so I'm just cutting it to my desired shape to fit the size of my O character, and I'm giving it some definition as well, because if you look closely at his outfit, he kind of has like straps, so I try to include that into his overall look. It will stick out a bit, but I thought it was cute. And now with fabric paint, we're going to give our O character some life. I'm taking black fabric paint, creating some small circles to achieve the pupils. Then with blue fabric paint, I'm going to achieve the iris, and then I'm going to take white fabric paint and outline everything. And I decided to make his eyes really big, so you can do that or make them a little smaller if you'd like. And now for his teeth, I decided to give him some teeth because I like the smiling effect. You can just draw a smile if you'd like, but for the teeth, I recommend drawing half circles. I recommend small half circles for his side teeth and a huge half circle for his middle tooth. And now I'm going to just apply some black fabric paint to cover up the gaps. And now, this is optional, I'm taking some light purple paint. I would have opted for a darker purple, but hey, this is what I had, and I'm just outlining the mouth so it's very obvious. And now for his outfit, I'm just applying a piece of felt that I cut into a circular shape, and again with the fabric paint, I'm going to add outlines to it and give it some more definition so it looks very realistic to his actual outfit. And after this, guys, just let your O character dry. I recommend overnight and you're good to go. So you can stop here, but if you want to see how to achieve Tip's look, stay tuned.
We've been running from the light, chasing our shadows as we go. Now there is nowhere left to hide, nowhere on this planet to call home. We are lost in this world storm, driven
Knock, knock. Knock, knock. You're supposed to say, who's there? Okay, that didn't work out too well, but hey, you can always take selfies.